because our traitors have been so psychotic.
So unhinged.
Themselves, fighting each other. All of the traitors are clinically insane. There's one more cougar on the loose, and it's Danielle.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, it's Beats or Girl KylerB coming at you for a new video. So today we're going to be talking about the Traitors US Season 3 Episode 10, and let's get right into the video. So where we left off in the last episode is that Danielle basically had the option to either recruit Brittany to be a traitor, or if she didn't accept, she's going to have to kill Brittany. So we basically find out Brittany's answer, and Brittany meets, Danielle face to face. She's like, surprise, I think Brittany had a kind of a feeling that it was Danielle at this moment. So Danielle asked her, if you gonna join me or you're gonna die. And, Brittany did join her. So she's a, fellow traitor. There's another traitor on the horizon.
I wasn't sure about being recruited. However, I am now in this with Danielle. I feel completely re-energized. There's no one that I would rather win with than her back in the game.
So they go back to the turret. She's basically just saying, like, with, Carolyn, it was just very hard to make decisions. Like, there was no collaborating strategy, making moves. Like, it was just kind of like hard to even make a decision. So, like, this is the first time that Danielle feels comfortable, like, in the turret with another traitor, like, just, like, trying to make strategy. So there were 3 people that they had decided to, kill. So they said they were going to kill Tom, Ivar, or Gabby. They said that they were locked in with Dylan, and they were locked in with Dolores. So those are their 2 people that they can ride to the end with, Dolores and Dylan. They said Tom, Gabby, and Ivar would be the choices. So my thing is, I feel like they should have just took out Gabby. They should have took Gabby out, because Gabby was a little bit more like, yeah, we have Tom, but it should have been like a 3-3 split, because later on you find out that they took Tom out. I would have wanted them to take out, Gabby, because Gabby was more so on to Danielle. So they ended up going to breakfast. They killed off Tom. So everyone's like surprised that Tom was killed and not Ivar, because Ivar is the most faithful. Like, Ivar, no one suspects Ivar to be a traitor at all. Like, nobody at all. So they were just like, it's going to be Tom or Ivar, and it's most likely Ivar because he's the most faithful, blah, 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 based on the traitor's thing. So going to breakfast, Dylan's like, he's very close to Danielle. That's his rock, but he has to play every day like everybody is a suspect. He can't really, rely on her because she might be a fellow traitor. Gabby's over here talking about, like, it was probably a Rob and Bob thing with how Danielle went after Carolyn. Like, I'm still suspected of, basically they split the responsibility of how to work, the fellow faithfuls to basically vote with them. It's a numbers game. We're down to the final 6, so we just need basically 4 people to vote the same. Get Danielle, Brittany, Dolores on lock. We just need 1 more person, which would have been Dylan. So we get to today's challenge, and today's challenge is basically help raise money for the pot, and also whoever has the most money basically wins the seer power. So in the challenge, basically, Gabby and Dylan were basically trying to fight for the most money, but they still ended up like losing it all in their rounds, because they had like 3 rounds and they all ended up losing the rounds. So Danielle, Dolores, and Brittany all ended up winning their money for the prize pot and having the most money to go to the 3rd round. So the 3rd round, basically you have to find all these coins that adds up to like amount of money to basically win a $30,000, but they only ended up winning like $14,000 at the end of the challenge. So Danielle, Brittany, and Dolores had the most money going into the 3rd round. So Danielle potentially could be the winner of the seer. But before they find out who wins the seer power to basically ask somebody if you're faithful or not, you have to go to the round table and survive the round table. So going into the round table for tonight's episode was that Danielle basically, knows that she does not have Gabby. Brittany told her in the turret, like, Tom and Gabby were onto you, or basically suspecting you, so basically you need to watch out for them. They said, let's kill Tom because Tom, is like a wild card, but we can probably banish Gabby. So that's what they were basically working on the entire day, was trying to get Gabby banished. So Gabby is just like, I have stuff to say against Danielle tonight, because that episode where, they basically had to kill Jeremy, she saw Danielle and basically Carolyn coming out of that back room, and basically she never said anything. She told Dylan that. Dolores was like basically telling Gabby, like, I'm gonna have to hear your argument first, but she's thinking, like, because they were saying Gabby, and Gabby, she was just like, I gotta hear Gabby's argument. She's like, I'm thinking Ivar, blah blah blah. That's what Dolores was saying. So
if you and I also vote for Gabby, but I haven't heard Gabby's case, so I still have to hear what she has to say. I haven't heard it.
Dolores, do you know how numbers work? Do you know how to count? We're not counting that high.
So, everyone's just kind of like frustrated, like, Dolores, this is a numbers game. We don't care if you want to hear her argument or not, but she is being fair. It's a fair situation. She's playing a fair game. She is a faithful after all. So she wants to hear Gabby's thing before she moves on. Dylan basically told and sat down with Danielle, and he basically told her up front, like, I'm gonna have to hear Gabby's argument because, I don't know. He's like, it's gonna kill me if you're not a traitor, but I'm just gonna have to hear her argument. So after she heard Dylan basically told her to her face before the round table that he's not backing her 100%, she was like, we gotta pivot. She told Brittany, like, hey Brittany, like, let's work on Dolores, da 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 da. Dolores is like, maybe Ivor, whatever. Get to the round table. It was basically Gabby versus Danielle. Danielle's just basically like, I'm a faithful, like, I can't be a traitor, da 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 da. And like Gabby's basically saying, well, I can't be a traitor either. Like, basically kind of like, tit for tat, whatever. Basically whatever she said, she can mirrored what Danielle says. So then, Ivor speaks up, and then, Dolores is basically saying, like, you said, this is just a game after all, so, I believe that you're probably playing this game all the time, da 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 da. So with the look of Dolores basically saying that, she said in the last thing, she was like, I'm gonna be voting for Ivar because Ivar seems suspect based on, like, something he said in the first day. Danielle looks at Brittany, and, like, she, like, made eye movement with Brittany at the round table. I don't know if there's editing or whatever. As soon as Dolores said, I'm going to be voting for Ivar, there you have it. Danielle looks at Brittany. It was Ivar voted for Danielle. Danielle voted for Ivar. Dolores voted for Ivar. Brittany voted for Ivar. Gabby voted for Danielle. And then Dylan, he voted for Danielle.
So, there's 3 votes for Ivar and 2 for Danielle, with the final vote, Dylan. Who do you think is a traitor and why?
I voted for you, Danielle.
Wow.
So it was basically a 3-way. It was a 2-way tie, 3 and 3. So he was like, in an event of a tie, they're gonna recount the votes again, and basically Danielle and Ivar can't vote. So Gabby again, she voted for Danielle. Dylan again voted for Danielle. He just like, I just gotta stick with it. Danielle just like, they had to make a last minute like plea or argument, and Danielle was just like, please. She was just basically speaking to Dylan, like, please Dylan, trust me, please Dylan, trust me, da 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 da. Don't make a reindeer's move like Brittany did, da 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 da. And he still stuck with his guns and stuck with picking Danielle. So Dolores, she still picked Ivar because Brittany was saying in the confessional that she thought that, Dolores was basically like looking at Danielle and basically shaking her head like, I'm gonna have to vote for her, whatever, like that. So Brittany was just so like flustered. She was just like, who am I gonna vote for? So, Brittany was basically the last vote, is whether she voted again for Ivar or she basically threw in the towel and voted for Danielle.
2 for Danielle, and 1 for Ivar. With the final vote, Brittany.
So we left off on a cliffhanger at the round table. So we don't even know who is going home or whatever. Because it could be another tie. Because the fact that Danielle got a tie is basically like historical. It could be another tie where, you know, they're going to have to vote again. Because if it's Ivar from Dolores and Ivar from Brittany, and then Danielle from Gabby and Danielle from Dylan, it's another tie. And then if there's another tie, it's going to be by chance. So Danielle is able to basically probably live another day if it's by chance, if it's another tie. So we're going to have to see next Thursday, basically to see, you know, whether Danielle makes this round table or doesn't. So we don't know. I hope Brittany sticks with Ivar and votes for Ivar, because she does look shocked that, you know, Dolores stuck with Ivar, because she didn't think that. Also, the social media reaction to how Danielle played the game. I've been saying from jump, I said Danielle's messy gameplay is basically, you know, a method to her madness. Like, she's playing a game of a Traitors. Not every Traitors game has to be the same. Her method of being messy, being a little over the top with her reactions and her performances, you know, you might not like it, but it's a method to her madness. She got this far. She got this far in the game. She's the final 6. She could be final 5, or it probably might even win with Brittany. So we don't even know. So, I mean, people be trying to attack Danielle because she played messy, but I'm like, Bob the Drag Queen was playing, you know, dangerously. Boston Rob, he didn't care if he was going after another traitor. He took another traitor out just because he said his name. Like, he could just let that slide, but he took him out. Same round table, couldn't even chat about it. Like, Carolyn went after Danielle. Like, all these different things. Like, you gotta understand, there's a method to Danielle's madness, and she made it to final 6. That's all we know. But anyway, guys, like I said, if Danielle wins, like, she ate that. She really did ate that, and I'm really so happy for her that she finally wins a game show, because she was robbed in Big Brother, really was. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to our channel. Subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.